Hey y'all, my name is Russ Friedland. I'm the associate head coach at Missouri State. Here today with VolleyON to just share something that I've found very helpful with scouting and some video and spreadsheet work. Specifically today, we're going to talk about studying our setter. This is something that I've done with our setters and middles in the past, and this is kind of a exercise that they're going to do on their own. I worked with them the first time through it to make sure that we were getting the good information that we wanted and to make sure they were paying attention to the right things. But then after that, they were able to create these on their own for some individual film studies. So what I have on the screen right now is a setter study worksheet that I created last year, just something to maybe just to focus them in a little bit on watching some film and what to watch for. So basically the layout would be the team that we're scouting and the setter number that we're talking about. So if you have two setters and a 6-2 or a 5-2 or something like that, you do a separate sheet for each setter so you don't get confused on who you're studying. So you put that number down. Again, finding that when they're writing stuff out, a lot of times they're going to remember a little bit more about it when they're in that match situation. So basically it starts off with we're gonna go through and basically go over to, we're gonna use volumetrics today, but you can use whatever film review software that you're using. But we're able to pull, if I go over to the volumetrics, I just pulled a random match from last year. So what I've done here is I've pulled our setter number 2 and all of her set attempts. So you can dive a little bit more into this with some of the presets, but this is just a simple way to do it with volumetrics and the way that they tag things. So I went ahead and pre-pulled that. You can see we have 72 events here. So we'll get a good data set for this setter. So what I would do is basically starting from the top, just click on here, let that play, and try to pause it right before that setter gets that ball. And then what I would do is switch back to my sheet here. And usually I'll print these out for our players, give it to them on a clipboard, and maybe either sit in a film room or give them a laptop to do it. But I send this blank sheet to them so they can do it whenever they want. So I would type in, and we'll go by the example here. I would type in my guess. So I think, okay, based off of this, I'm just going to go with the example here, but based off of this, I think she's going to set the right side on a 9, and a little bit of why. I would write down why I think that she's going to do that. Okay. And then the rest of it is just what actually happens, and so any notes that I want to leave for myself on that setter. So at this pause here, I'm going to write it down, what I think they're going to set, who I think they're going to set. You can kind of do whatever you want, whether you want to have your players write the name of the set or the number or the player or whatever you need, or whatever information you want to capture, and just a little bit why. That way you can kind of see what their eyes and their brain are looking at. And then you're going to go ahead and play this clip through the attack. Okay, she set that outside. It's out of system. So was I correct? I would circle no. What was the play? She set outside. It was out of system. And the hitter hit cross court. And then just some notes, like she was moving forward. She made the easy set to just push it to the outside because that ball was a little low. She took it low, wasn't able to get a middle or a back row attack out of it. And then I would just go through and list those for every single play. So as we're going from here, we can go to the next play it out, pause. Okay, let's see what we think she's going to set. So we're going to type it in here. We're going to type in outside, and we're going to say out of system moving with momentum, just for example. Okay, let's see what happens. Hit play again from here, play. Okay, she set the middle. So I was completely wrong, so I'd circle no. The result would be, you know, back set, high to middle, hit away. And then just the notes would be to that when I saw this again, to make sure that I'm balanced as a blocker, as a middle, to make sure that I can maybe take that cheat step to the outside, but make sure that I can still recover to the middle if I need to get back and block and put a block up on that middle blocker on that high ball. So at the end of the day, you kind of can have them hand this sheet to you or not. It's up to you. But again, that's just another quick little worksheet that I created a year or two ago to help with middles. Again, you can adapt this to use it with whoever you want to, but I've mostly used this with some eye sequencing stuff with our middles and making sure that they're doing some studying and staying balanced the entire time to better know what they're expecting. And again, we do this on a weekly for every team. So by the time you get maybe in conference, you get to a second match against the same team, you can pull this back up, see how you did, maybe compare your notes to the last time, and have a good little scouting report as a player. Hopefully by that time in season, you've got them trained to be able to do this on their own. But that would be a good opportunity to have a lot of data for a specific setter or specific team to help you in the match a little bit better. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope everyone's staying safe and continue to volley on. Go Bears.